Not so long ago, the world was stunned by the news that Princess Kate has cancer. Until now, we don't even know what type of cancer she has. But today on GG Medical, we will look at it from a different point of view and understand why is it so deadly. By its definition, a cancer is just a term describing the malignant tumors. And the tumor arises from absolutely normal cells, which are losing the ability to normally control the growth, proliferate, and the signaling for the growth. Therefore, this creates increased amounts of divisions of the cells, and this certainly becomes uncontrolled over time. As the cells divide, they form something which is called neoplasia. By its definition, it means a new growth. And this is essentially what a tumor is. Obviously, in the beginning, usually it is in the benign form. If the tumor is on the epithelial lining, when it invades through the basement membrane, it now can be indicated as a malignant. For example, for the organ cancers, if it invades already to the blood supply and, for example, to the lymphatic supply of the organ, then it can be indicated as a malignant. Now you will ask me a question. How does a cluster of cells damage the body so much that people even lose their lives in order to try to fight this deadly disease? Well, first of all, logically, when a cell uncontrollably proliferates and becomes bigger and bigger, and this cluster becomes bigger and bigger, it gives a mass effect. So that means that it can press on something which is surrounding itself. It can be blood vessels, lymphatics, it can be the organ in general, so that it decreases the function of the organ that it compresses, and some other things. The second thing is that it can produce some hormones. It obviously depends on the origin of the tumor, but some of the tumors, like for example small cell carcinoma of the lungs, can produce different hormones, or even and this essentially damages the homeostasis. It is kind of like the internal equilibrium of the body. And obviously, if the homeostasis is damaged, the body needs to compensate it somehow. And for that, your body needs a lot of resources. One of the other points is that the tumor cells are highly metabolically active. They require loads and loads of energy, because you can imagine that a cell which is kind of like a zombie and needs a lot of and obviously it will need a lot of energy in order to provide itself with the metabolites. All these different clones of the cells should be provided with sufficient energy in order to be able to replicate so much, to basically being maintained, and therefore they need a lot of energy. And this transitions your body into something which is called catabolic state, where your organism is basically damaged, where the resources are taken from the organism in order to be able to supply the tumor cells. But then you will ask me, how does the body react to this? Don't we have any defense mechanisms against that? Indeed we do. Your immune system can recognize something which is called antigens on the surface of your body cells. The antigen is a small protein fragment on the cell, giving the immune system idea that this cell is normal. In the tumor cell, this antigen is abnormal. Usually, by this, immune system cells understand that this is an abnormal cell, an affected cell, tumor cell, cell affected by the virus or something like that. It understands by this antigen. And your immune cells, very importantly, macrophages and NK cells first, and later on T cells, lymphocytes, react to the tumor cells. And basically they are trying to just kill right away the cells which are having abnormal antigens on their surface, because they are suspected to be abnormal. But obviously it would not be that simple. Nothing in our life is simple. So what tumor does is that usually when the cells divide gradually, the cancer cells gain more resistance to the immune system. That means that they figure out that they gain more and more mutations, because what leads to the cancer usually is a DNA mutation, or let's say a defective mechanism in DNA repair when the DNA is damaged, or as we said, increased growth signals that it can proliferate, decreased apoptosis. So it all comes usually from the DNA, and in this case, this DNA damage causes uncontrollable proliferation, and this uncontrollable proliferation causes more chances for more mutations to occur. Therefore, your tumor cells might gain some new kind of like super, I would say, traits in order to survive your immune system action. And this is simply amazing how this happens. And therefore, some resistant cells of the tumor basically survive the effect of the immune system and therefore remain dormant in the organs, in the blood, in the tissues, wherever. And if even one tumor cell is survived, it has a chance to spread and cause the cancer again, even though your immune system already did its job once. But the trick point in here is that if this one cell survives, now it is the one who has the strongest survival against your immune system. Now the progeny of the cells that it will create as soon as it starts dividing will be much stronger than the ones that you were affected beforehand. So this is how the cancer is evil. When you are killing it, you think that you nearly 99.9% killing it, but that 0.1% can be the cause of a new cancer. This is why the cancer is evil. Another important thing in here to stress out is that how does the cancer cell evade the immunity? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I just told that if an antigen is abnormal, immune system should kill it. Immune system should kill the cell which has the abnormal antigen on the surface, which indicates that it is a tumor cell. Why doesn't it do that with that specific form of the tumor cell which had like that adaptation mechanism? Why? Well, there is a Nobel Prize fact that we are going to talk about. Actually, we will talk about it very briefly because, again, this is a topic that basically made people receive a Nobel Prize. Therefore, we can't dig on it a little bit more because then the video will be like 20 minutes long, at least. So just to keep it short, your tumor cell, as soon as the immune cells come and attach to the tumor cell to be ready to kill it, a tumor cell acts on it with a different receptor which is basically interacting with the immune cells and just basically inactivating them. So your immune system is being deactivated by the tumor cell itself. This is simply amazing. And again, this mechanism by how the tumor cell is inhibiting the immune cells from their action is the topic of the nowadays research on how we can boost the immune response against the tumor, disabling the tumor to act on the immune cells and inactivate them. This is very interesting, and I hope that in our future videos we can dig on it even more. Thank God nowadays scientists are making progress in something which is called which is basically boosting your immune system against the cancer cells and be able to fight them even more efficiently. Not to eradicate the tumor incompletely, but to try to do it 100% so that we have nearly 0% of chance in order for the cancer to return and to cause even more damage to the body. And I hope that this made sense. I hope that this was interesting for you. Please make sure to leave the like. Please make sure to share this video. We are on the start of our journey, so please join us. We are trying to make interesting content for you. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.